Okay, well, might as well get this done and over with, I suppose. Maybe, kind of, yes. No. Yeah. So, this is Passion Project. Obviously, you're watching this in English. Hopefully not YouTube, probably YouTube, but whatever. I will be talking about games which are actually beneficial to your education, my education, their education, everyone's education, really. Just play it. Have fun. So, first topic, history.
So first up is Civilization V. Civilization V is one of my most favorite games. I literally have put like 300 hours into it, which is nothing compared to how many hours Brian, Lucas, and Colin have put into Dota, but that's irrelevant. Civ 5, it's a turn-based game that lets you take role of a historic leader giving you control of their civilization. You start out as settlers, you build your city, you build units to improve the city, work on the land surrounding it, and slowly, progress in the game. There's also, whales and horses, I don't even know. Now there's, aliens. Civilization is a great game if you want to learn about history, because the game includes many historical figures and civilizations, as well as the units they had, buildings, languages, terrain, where they came from, everything about them. It can all be learned in the game's Civilopedia, a little kind of wiki to everything within the game. It's a great way to start getting some information when doing projects on historical figures and civilizations. And it's also a very interesting read if you find something you like. Darkest of Days. Darkest of Days is a first-person shooter, and I don't know what to say about this game, really. You're American, you're fighting, you got smelly clothes, then you're in the future, and you're back in the past, and the future, and the past, and the farther past, and the nearer past, and the nearer future, and the farther future. It's a game about time traveling. The game starts you out at the Battle of Little Big Horn with Colonel Mustard, which was essentially a battle during the Indian War, quote unquote. They're not actually Indians, don't believe it. It's a fake conspiracy. Now, as you're coming close to death, you're saved by a time traveler who appears in the portal and drags you out. Now, any questions you have, or some of them, however, are answered when you arrive in the far out future of probably a few years today. I don't know, technology, it's going fast. Now, things start going wrong, and things in history start happening that shouldn't happen, or don't happen, rather, when they should happen? I don't know. Short form, you go back in time and you do stuff. Yeah. But I don't know how they would know that something did not happen, because if it didn't happen... Short story, you go back in time to World War I, II, as well as the American Civil War. And at the very, very end, you go to Pompeii, because the creator of the organization is painting a picture. But no, the game is very helpful when trying to learn what was war and tactics used, weapons used, and what things were like, but only to the extent of the wars that were had. But there were plenty, so it's alright. Call of Duty. I don't even need to say anything for this. Who hasn't heard of Call of Duty? Who hasn't seen an advertisement for Call of Duty in the world of today? One of the most lackluster games when it comes to rich and vibrant storyline. So though most of you are probably like, ugh, Call of Duty, it was good during World at War. It was historical, it was fun, it was interesting. I can say this, some of you, like me, I would not have known what D-Day was if it was not for Call of Duty. Because the very first mission, you start on a little dinky boat, bam bam, your allies are dying, oh, the boat's blown up, bang bang. And that teaches you of history. Yeah. Up next, Smite. Smite's a MOBA game based around mythological gods of multiple religions. It can be from Greek, Roman, Norse, Egyptian, Mayan, Hindu, whatever, it's a lot. So this can give you a lot of insight into gods and religions, into what they stand for, what they involve, backstory, how they came to be, etc. It's a pretty fun game. There's also the baby. The baby's my favorite. Vamana. Life of Pi. Mentioned him. Vamana. I wouldn't have known who he was until I played this Smite. Because you play as a little baby with umbrella. You get your ultimate, bam, you're a big ass baby. Whoa, now I understood what pi meant when it's like, one stride he took the earth, the second the heavens, the third the universe. So yeah, it helped me understand. It's educational. Case closed. Total War. Now, Total War is not a game. It's a franchise. Types of games. They're RTS games, and they all involve realistic historical battles from different wars at different times. It goes from like samurais to Napoleonic War, and even back to when Rome was a superpower. It provides an intense, challenging experience of commanding troops to defend, attack, and conquer. Consisting of many unit types and way to use them, it gives you the opportunity to build an army and fight for victory against computers or even real players. The game features elements not seen in many other games, where the terrain, weather, morale, and overall strategy affect the tide of the battle. You need to use your cunning and positioning to obtain the upper hand over the enemy and then change up your tactics on a dime in order to block being countered and destroyed. It gives much insight into the militaristic units used back in those times, how they were used, and how they were destroyed if left undefended. But I think that's going to wrap it up. I've been recording for nearly 20 minutes. This does take up time. Yeah,
Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if it was that great. I can't really be a judge of that. But thank you so much, and tell me how I did.